So welcome back to another video here on the channel. And today I have some news that has struck my shoulders that go, oh well, because theatrical companies and movie studios can't get along and everything gets delayed now. So Conjuring 3 is delayed. It's likely to be delayed. I saw this coming from a mile away, but I found it like it gives me a chuckle. And I will get into that in a minute, but I really want to get to the juicy parts of this. It says theater chains continue to work towards reopening all major distributions companies to play musical chairs with their releases. There's a domino effect, okay, etc. Deadline has been keeping tabs on movement from inside the studio. Nothing at New Line Cinema is on the brink of shifting Conjuring 3. It's September 11, 2020, so all the way to 2021. The site also notes that they hear that after July 4th, there will be another announcement by studios and big critics as to what are their current lineup of movies. So I guess what they're basically saying is July 4th is the date movie studios are going to look at the movies. If that's true, I would wait till at least August to look at see how the landscape is, but you do you. Moves again. Okay, Tenet moved again. Everyone is really riding that Tenet coattail, for real. I mean, Tenet's gonna be a good movie, but for real, everything is moving forward. It says, okay, Chris Leona, so not too much to go on. Basically, it's just a Conjuring 3 is likely to be delayed. I shrug my shoulders and go, oh, well. I am excited for the Conjuring 3. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it's so frustrating. Because if this gets delayed, okay, box office numbers, again, there's going to be that one person in the comments saying, oh, they don't care about box office numbers. If they didn't care, then they will put it on VOD. Because, see, a lot of, theatrical companies and movie studios don't get along. And so, why are they just talking about The Conjuring 3 now? Why didn't they start having plans back in May? And announce that this could have gotten delayed in mid-June instead of first week. I feel like that's so weird to me. It's why are you going to announce the movie could get delayed now? You're going to announce that the movie is going to get delayed now. I find it so hilarious how movie studios do everything last minute. I tell you how I do it. What I would have did was, in May, I would have looked at the landscape of everything back in May. In May, I would announce that this possibly could have got, there might be a slight chance of delay, but also announce that it could go to VOD. Make people upset, oh well, they can get angry. The other side, what they should have did was did like what I said. And in mid-June, they should have laid out what they could have did. The first plan would be obviously, maybe just, sending it out to theaters, the ones that are open. But that is limiting your money. I've said that tons of times. And off topic for a minute, I hope Candyman will go to VOD alongside the limited theater release. I don't see, which I will get into in a minute. But I found this interesting. The Conjuring 3 is likely to be delayed. And people need to start seeing that these studios only want the box office numbers. And at the same time, it may not be the studio's fault. Because these theatrical companies that run these chains do not get along with these studios. They don't. And that is the sad truth. And that's the war we live in. And The Conjuring 3, in my opinion, I mean, it's going to be a decent-sized horror movie. And what I mean is because the last Annabelle movie didn't make that much. The Curse of La Llorona was good. It didn't make that much. So why not just put a movie like this to VOD? Again, I'm not saying the Conjuring universe is bad. I love the Conjuring universe. But something like this, I would just put to VOD. Something like this, I would have already planned out. all these studios really should have already had a plan out. I know it's hard, and trust me, I know it's hard when like every day the landscape is changing. Some theaters, that were just open are closing again. So I do understand that it is hard, but you gotta have two plans. You just can't have one plan as oh man, we got to delay our movie. You can't do that. And I feel like movie studios forget something, and that is you don't need a lot of hype around a movie. If there's already hype, you can do something unique. Me personally, what I would do with The Conjuring is I would delay it, but I would delay it until November. I would not put it in October with Halloween Kills. I would just delay it till November, or just delay it 2 weeks down the road in September. And I don't understand why these movies can't go to theaters that are opened and VOD. And I've said this before. We're still going to be in this. Sadly, we're still going to be in this state in January, and February, and March of next year. Do movie studios really think of what's going on in the world and how it's affecting cinema? It's just going to go away because the new year is about to come. No, it's not. It's not, and I feel like again, but what I was saying, possibly just have Conjuring 3 out in November, or delay it 3 weeks in September, and you just release a small teaser. You don't have to release six trailers that almost spoil the whole movie. You don't have to do that. You just release one teaser and just push the promotion hard and hard. I've said that about Halloween Kills. Plenty of times. I don't think it will be that hard to start promotion if you have to do it in August. And sadly, I feel like we're going to get some type of news, and I don't think it's going to be the news we want to hear, but I feel like it's coming this month, and that's sad, but it's the truth, because these movie studios don't know how to handle their properties, and they just see money signs, and that's really disappointing to me because of how some of these properties are being treated right now, and it's sad. It really is sad to me. But at the same time, you fully can't blame the studios when the theatrical people play a role in it. Like AMC, doesn't want to show Universal movies anymore for some odd, weird reason. But that's them. Each his own, right? But I find it interesting, the whole landscape of cinema that we are in. Could this affect Halloween Kills? 2 different studios, I know that. Yeah, because again, I've said this before. All these big movies coming out next year, that ain't good. That's not good. You cannot say, well, yeah, it's just gonna be a packed year. Yeah, I mean, there's always been packed years of all movies, but they've been spread out. Like January, you may have like 1 or 2, 3 movies. February, you may have like 1 big movie and that's it. And then like you know what I mean? Like in next year, every month, every week, almost there's gonna be another big, massive blockbuster, and that's disappointing because not everybody's gonna go see the movies. And I've talked about. I want to talk about Candyman. What I was talking about because Candyman is only going to go to theaters, but I hope they have a plan B so we can get a sequel and stuff like that, and so they can make their money from what they made. Because if Candyman only goes to theaters, I want Candyman to be successful, but if all theaters in America are not open, if some people are scared to go to cinemas, not all theaters are open, right? Then how are they going to make their money if people don't show up to the theaters? That's something that a lot of these studios are not understanding. Even if they release a movie in November, that's still early. That is still early. You're going to have to give people the VOD option. And that's what I said. I still highly think I strongly think we're still getting Halloween Kills. I'm really thinking we're still. I'm strongly thinking we're still gonna get Halloween Kills. You know why I think we're still going to get Halloween Kills? Because I'm crossing fingers with Candyman. You know, they have a plan B. You know, if it's not too successful, you know, in the theaters that are open because people are not showing up, etc., etc., you know, they could look at that and go, okay, well, you know what? Let's put Candyman on VOD now. Can't talk. Let's keep it in the theaters for like, just 1 or 2 more weeks. Like, let's just put it on VOD, and then Universal looks at that and goes like, okay, well, then let's do the same thing for Halloween Kills. Let's just send it out to theaters that are open in most states, and then let's put it on VOD, or let's kind of switch it up, put it side by side, theatrical and VOD release, so people can have that option. The Conjuring 3 likely to be delayed. I kind of shrugged my shoulder at it. I am excited for The Conjuring 3, but number one, I kind of saw that that this was going to get delayed because how this was being treated. But at the other side of the coin, it's like, why can't we have this movie? Why can't we have this movie this year? Like, why? Like, all because of what's going on in the world, the pandemic. True, there is a pandemic, and sadly, I'm not getting into my opinions on it, but sadly, it's not getting handled. Because we are going into a second wave, and that's really what we're going into, and that's really sad. But that's what we're going into, is a second wave. And cinema's really being effective, and studios are not changing their point of view. Because VOD is the future of cinema. I'm sorry. Again, I love the theater experience. I love that experience. But that has changed. We're going to need to put movies on in theaters, but also VOD. Cinema will not be right for at least another 3 years. Going into 2021, at least for the first half, people are still going to be scared to go to the cinema. You know what I mean? As much as you want to say, oh, we're safe, we're clean, that's not going to have people safe. I don't understand why theaters are treating their properties like this, but that's going to be, again, I respect your opinion. But that's going to be that one person in the comments and like, well, they have to do this, but they have to do this. No, because the first thing, like I said, you can make your money by putting it on VOD and limiting the theatrical release. Second, you killed the hype for the movie if it gets delayed. A lot of people keep forgetting this. Fast and Furious, the new Fast and Furious. Everybody's stoked for that film, right? But some people are not hyped for it no more. You know why? Because they delayed it. You pulled people away from that movie. Why do they want to keep doing this to other franchises and other studios? Like I said, want to do this to other I don't know, but it is what it is. Make sure you hit that like button, play, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let me know in the comments below how you feel about The Conjuring 3 getting delayed. Like I said, I just kind of shrugged my shoulder at it because at the same time, it's like, oh, I saw it coming. And, the studios are not, adapting with the times. You have to adapt with the times, but they're not doing it. But if they want to lose money, then that's them. Let them delay it. But I'm still excited for The Conjuring 3. Maybe we'll see it, but I highly doubt it. But make sure to hit that like button, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video.